You must have definitely seen a lot of anti-woke reviewers and so-called real gamers claim all the time that how gaming is dead, how modern games suck, and how so-called movie games have been normalized. So I decided to do some fact-checking about these claims, and what I found was the exact opposite to what those idiots were claiming. And this is what this video is going to be about. So let's fucking begin. First of all, let's see that how dead gaming is. Since 2012, the video game industry has increased in value in 8 of the past 10 years. In fact, the gaming space is now 3 times what it was in 2012, $31.23 billion. Some of this growth can be attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic. US gamers averaged 45% more time playing video games during the first week of the pandemic. This is further emphasized by the fact that global video game sales increased notably in March 2020. Currently, there are more than 3 billion gamers in the whole world, and the world's population is 8 billion or something. Out of 8 billion people, more than 3 billion people are playing video games. Like if you will go to any public place, then there's a good chance that there can be at least 1 or 2 people there who play video games. Look, here's the table of top 10 countries who have got the biggest international gaming markets. As you can see here, we have US at the top, China at second, Japan at third, South Korea at 4th, Germany at 5th, UK at 6th, France at 7th, Canada at 8th, and Italy at 9th, and Brazil at 10th. And you can also see the revenue which they generate. We can also see the amount of gamers which these countries have. Okay, let's talk about mobile gaming a little. Mobile gaming's share of total gaming revenue has climbed significantly over the past decade. In 2012, mobile gaming claimed only 18% of the gaming industry's overall revenue. That figure has grown year over year, surpassing the 50% mark in 2018. That same 2018 study forecast about mobile gaming's revenue share to reach 59% in 2021. The mobile gaming content market value in North America is estimated to have surpassed $25 billion. Those so-called real gamers who claim themselves to be morally superior than people who play games on mobile should really see this. Okay, coming on to consoles. Home consoles made by the likes of Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo and their accompanying games, accessories, and merchandise were responsible for approximately 28% of all gaming revenue last year. Mobile gaming generated considerably more revenue, $90.7 billion, than either console gaming or PC gaming, $35.9 billion. That said, all type of gaming have seen a marked increase in app purchases during the COVID-19 pandemic. There are more than 100 million Xbox Live users, 50 million PlayStation Plus users, and Nintendo Switch has sold over 100 million units apparently. And here we have the information about the best-selling game of all time. Along with this, we have got this table right here which shows us that mostly games in this list are published by Nintendo. We can also see the revenue which they have made. Moving on to online gaming. Revenue from online gaming has continued to grow, reaching $23.56 billion in 2022. The recent increase is partly attributed to the increased overall spending on home entertainment as a result of the pandemic. And it is predicted that annual online gaming revenue will exceed $32.98 billion by 2027. Let's talk about VR gaming market. Since 2017, VR gaming has seen consistent year-over-year global revenue growth. In 2017, the industry generated a reported $0.4 billion. This figure grew to $0.6 billion the following year and $0.8 billion in 2019. In fact, VR gaming revenue is expected to grow at a CAGR of 31.4% between 2021 and 2028. Then we have esports. Esports global market revenue fell from $957.5 million in 2019 to $947.1 million in 2020. Naturally, this can be attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic as several major esports events were cancelled. However, global market revenue has seen a significant increase in 2021, exceeding $1.08 billion. The figure is predicted to continue rising. It is estimated that the esports industry will generate approximately $1.62 billion in 2024. The boom in esports interest has led to increasing values in esports organizations. The elite esports organizations can now rival major sports teams in terms of value. In 2020, TSM was adjudged to be the most valuable esports organizations, worth approximately $410 million. Three other esports organizations were valued at over $300 million. Cloud9 $350 million, Team Liquid $310 million, and FaZe Clan $305 million. In total, 9 different organizations had an estimated value of over $150 million last year. The conclusion of this data clearly says that the gaming industry is showing absolutely no signs of decline and is only expected to grow more and more in the upcoming years. So saying gaming is dead is nothing but irrelevant in the first place. And not just this, video games have also made a huge impact in the film industry too. Tom Holland, Ariana Grande, Henry Cavill, Megan Fox, and countless actors and actresses enjoy gaming. So I don't think so in the slightest that it is dead or anything. And let me reveal a surprising fact that 53% of the gamers prefer single-player games. A survey by data analytics company Media Research shows that 53% of gamers prefer single-player video games compared to live service titles. Media Research has not made clear the exact sample size of its study. However, it is known that the company conducted Q1 2023 and Q1 2024 surveys for groups in the US, UK, Australia, Canada, Germany, France, Poland, Turkey, and South Africa. Media has asked a diverse range of people about their gaming habits and attitudes, and a majority of them prefer single-player titles, with examples being The Legend of Zelda Tears of Kingdom and the more recent popular releases like the instant hit Black Myth Wukong. If you want more details about the survey, then I have dropped its link in the description. Anyways, let's see the sales of the biggest single-player titles, which were released in recent years. Elden Ring sold 13.4 million copies worldwide by the end of March 2022 and 25 million by June 2024, making it one of the best-selling video games of all time. It was the best-selling game in several regions between February and March 2022, and is the fastest-selling Bandai Namco game of all time. God of War Ragnarok cumulative units sold worldwide 2022 to 2023 in the first 10 weeks after its release. God of War Ragnarok sold more than 11 million units worldwide. As of November 2023, the total unit sales of God of War Ragnarok sit at 15 million units. Most reviewers agreed that Forbidden West was bigger and more refined than Zero Dawn. Though it was more of an evolutionary experience than a revolutionary one, it sold over 8.4 million units by April 2023. It was nominated for several end-of-year accolades, including Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2022. And here's the gross revenue of Stray. Publisher Focus Entertainment announced that A Plague Tale Requiem, which was released in October 2022, passed the milestone of 3 million copies sold. Capcom today revealed that 2023's Resident Evil 4 remake has surpassed 8 million copies sold. Alan Wake 2 was released in October 2023 to worldwide critical acclaim, earning a Metacritic score of 89 at launch. Today, Remedy Entertainment announces that Alan Wake 2 has sold 1 million units by the end of December 2023 and 1.3 million units as of the beginning of February 2024. Looking to illustrate the sheer scope of the game's success, NeoWiz has recently taken to social media to reveal that Lies of P has exceeded 7 million players worldwide. Thank you for being part of our journey. The publisher wrote in March 19, tweet coinciding with the RPG's 6th month anniversary. The company's update further cements Lies of P's reputation as one of the most successful and critically acclaimed Souls-like of 2023. Launched on October 20, 2023 as a PlayStation 5 exclusive, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 generated about 2.5 million unit sales upon release. After 6 months on the market, lifetime unit sales of the game amounted to 11 million, making the action-adventure title one of the best-selling PS5 exclusives ever. Baldur's Gate 3 has sold about 15 million copies, Larian CEO confirms. And let's see the upcoming titles too, which will be released in 2025. Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Little Nightmares 3, Doom the Dark Ages, and GTA 6. Moving on to 2026. We have Elder Scrolls 6 and Witcher 4 is also expected to release around that time. And above all that, a lot of advancements are gonna happen in gaming platforms too. And who knows that we may get some brand new consoles from PlayStation and Xbox too. I mean, I don't see any signs of gaming dying or anything when we are gonna get such amazing titles in the upcoming future. And the data which I already showed you in this video clearly shows us that the gaming industry is only expected to grow in future. So shouting gaming is dead while complaining that how modern games are woke is totally a loser-like behavior. So if you do this, then stop it for fuck's sake. Alright, this is it for this video and I will see you all in the next video. Take care and bye bye.